The insane people, also known as the Bethlehemites, are going to be rounded up now. The insane people are going to be killed. And their spirits are going to be taken to the great central sun, where they are going to be disposed of. Who are the insane people? The insane people are the ones who are unable to correct themselves. The ones who cannot be fixed. To correct yourself, you have to be able to see yourself and have an essence of what I am needs to change, and then go forward and change it. Insane people don't have the faculty to either see that there is a need for correction, or they don't have any way of correcting themselves. If they knee on something, it's because they don't have any pads on their knees. If they need to get on their knees to pray, they don't know how to pray. The insane people are kind of stuck because they are in search of someone to help them. And they really can't be helped because the whole ability to help oneself is within them. And they refuse. So they are insane. Because a sane person would say, I have the ability to change. I have the ability to self-correct. I have intelligence. Insane people have these faculties, but they continuously choose not to use them. So insanity is a choice. And those who choose not to correct themselves and to continue their unbelievable, horrible behaviors have chosen to be deleted from existence. When this comes about, it is going to be the latest news. There was a massive cull of people. A cull is I don't know how you define cull, other than it's just certain people were removed. Now that I'm telling you this is going on, why do I want to inform you about the cull? Because certain people are going to be culled and you may not hear from them again. And you may not hear what happened to them ever. The mystery is always, why not tell people that they were culled? Because they were insane by choice. The answer is, it's not necessary to tell people that crazy people will be culled. Because generally speaking, crazy people do crazy things, and quite often they cull themselves. And if they have abilities, they might use abilities to cull you, the one who's not insane, but doesn't have a defense against the dark acts that the insane do. It's never really easy to tell you that I don't know what's going to happen with the great cull. Pretty much it's not in my hands. What little is in my hands is nothing, really. Nothing at all. I only have these words because someone asked me about these talks about removing these dark forces on planet Earth. And people always say, well, the dark forces are humans. And, if they are extraterrestrial, we still consider them people. in search of anything else to tell you, because we've just heard so many times on these conspiracy websites that a lot of mass arrests are going to be made. It's either 42,000 or over 100,000 sealed indictments are going to be unsealed, and people are going to be tried by a military tribunal in perhaps Guantanamo Bay. And other times we hear, and these people are not going to be announced, they're just going to disappear. But then there's always these problems because people believe in clones. Pretty much the problem with all conspiracy theories is they're stories. And, are they truth or fiction? If you go into a library, books are marked pretty much if they're fiction. David Icke has been removed from another of the social medias because the people at the social media companies say he's conspiracy theorist and he has no proof and he's spreading lies. And then people say, well, you could simply mark these posts of David Icke as a conspiracy theorist and let them be under free speech, with a fair warning that many people consider him to be a conspiracy theorist and take him as a conspiracy theorist. But to actually remove someone and their point of view, well, I still think it's censorship. And maybe somebody says, well, he's blaming certain groups of people that we might consider this hate. We might consider these groups of people to be possibly questionable. When we see that certain groups of people, according to mainstream news, having vendettas about other groups of peoples, it's never easy to say, if you call somebody by this group and somebody who has that same name but isn't really that group is going to be offended. The example is Adolf Hitler was the leader of Nazi Germany in World War II, considered to be a dictator, and but if somebody else had the name Hitler and you said Hitler was an evil person, but this other person wasn't Adolf Hitler, had no relation other than the same last name, and you said that about Hitler, would they be offended? I'm sick of people saying all Hitlers are evil. People didn't say that. They said Hitler is evil and they meant Adolf Hitler. I know, but I have the last name Hitler. And every time I hear that, I get the feeling that people don't like me because my name is Hitler. Maybe you should change your name. I know, but I got this name from my family, and other than Adolf Hitler, the rest of the Hitlers are, pretty normal people. Why should I change my name because there was one bad apple? All the same, I don't like people saying Hitler is evil because it sounds like they're making it out to be me. I take it personally. So with David Icke, and the things that he's saying are going on, if you just label him a conspiracy theorist, and you can say some people might consider some of the things he says hateful, then you're warned about it. But to have, censorship of what he's saying, it makes you know better than Adolf Hitler, because Hitler's regime was all about censorship and lies called propaganda. So, as for the great call of the insane Bethlehemites, this is another issue, because there's people who believe these stories of the QAnon, that there are enormous numbers of humans who are enslaved somewhere in tunnels or underground bases somewhere, and babies are being slaughtered so that people can drink their blood. And once people have heard this story, are they ever going to be able to remove it from their head that maybe that's true? It's never easy to talk about the fact that when people say, well, there's insane people out there and they're killing babies and they're breeding teenagers for their babies, and no one knows that they're even there. But QAnon says that it's going on, and somehow it's got a lot of conspiracy theorists that are talking about it. So I just hate it. Just makes me sick to my stomach to think about it. Something needs to be done. Is there evil in the world, or is it all a bunch of people crying wolf? Crying wolf was an old story. The boy who cried wolf. The boy kept saying, there's a wolf in our village. And all the people got themselves out of bed and they got their swords and they wandered all over the village looking for the wolf. There was no wolf found. Same boy, another occasion, said, there's a wolf in the village. People again went out with their swords looking for the wolf, never found it. People came to believe that the boy was lying about the wolf because they'd been out looking and they never found it. So the next time the boy said, the wolf is here again, the people decided to roll over in bed and fart. Was there a wolf? You could put the boy under a lie detector to see. Does the boy believe that there was a wolf, that he saw a wolf? You might get a yes, then you have to say, well, did the boy see a shadow that he thought was a wolf? Or did he see a projection of a wolf? Somebody had a projector and they were just projecting a picture and he saw that? Or was he hallucinating because he was eating magic mushrooms? Or was there really a wolf? And, the 2 times that we got everybody out of bed and looking for it, the wolf escaped without being seen. The thing is, children know in public school that there are bullies. children know. And if you call the bullies the wolves, children know that there are wolves on the playground. And the wolves are human children. So it's not like humans don't know that evil exists. We know because we've seen it when we were very young. So, people that say it's always conspiracy theory and then they close their eyes and they say, moving along, I don't want to hear anything more about conspiracy theories. These ones I would say are insane. These people are insane because they went, well, maybe they were homeschooled and somehow they grew up in the perfect family in the perfect neighborhood and they never saw a bully. But I didn't. I went to public school and I saw bullying going on. And I don't believe that bullies are corrected when they're young. And sometimes people who weren't bullies when they were young become bullies when they're older. I think there's always an opportunity for humans to become bullies. And I believe that there are insane people on the planet that will do horrible, horrible things. So, if you could set out to search the whole planet looking for insane, crazy people doing horrible things to humans, you're going to find them. And the problem is there's probably so many of them that you're not going to know what to do with them. If there's 42,000 sealed indictments, then there must be, some evidence that those people did something wrong, bad enough that someone would want to indict them for something. $42,000 out of 7.5 billion on the planet. Those are just sealed indictments. Those aren't just the regular criminal indictments that are, I don't know. I don't know U.S. law about indictments. But I do know that there are crazy, insane people. And if they can't self-correct, then is it brutal to say it's time that we have a major cull and major kill-off? Because these crazy people are basically looking at the regular humans and saying, I want to kill all of you. I don't know the way out. Pretty much relying upon, I don't know. What can I rely upon? I don't have an answer. This hat is the Red Cross hat. And so, if we're going to be Red Cross, generally speaking, we're not looking to execute people. We are generally looking to make sure that prisoners are being well fed and well kept. Therefore, I'm going to remind everyone that God knows how many times we've had these kind of incidents where people have cried wolf, and we have some people saying, I am ready to go and look for the wolf, and many other ones who say, "Hmm, somebody else can do it." In search of something to finish off this little video, I'm going to remind everyone that I'm not in the military. I'm an actor, and the characters that I portray on this channel are activities of an actor. I still see some people who make personal comments about what I'm doing on this channel as if, I'm a real person. I'm an actor, and I'm always doing acting skits on here. Maybe it's a one person thing, but they are skits. So, if you're getting your underwear in a knot because you didn't think that I had the right food for breakfast, I just want to remind you that you're taking things. I mean, if you're watching a movie on Netflix and an actor is portraying a character, and then later on you see the actor at a cafe somewhere, would you go up there and say, you know, I saw you in the movie and you seem like you weren't yourself? No, you wouldn't. You would say that's an actor, and my channel is labeled that way if you go to the about. So, what does it mean for you? It mostly means that you're clicking on my videos and you're not doing your research. Your research should be for every video you watch. If it's there, you should click to see, like, on the about page. What are they about? Otherwise, you're just watching meaningless stuff. You're taking it to be something in your head, but you haven't defined what you're watching. If I'm watching Netflix, I'm looking at it, and unless it's clearly marked documentary, I'm taking it as fiction. You could learn things from fiction, but generally speaking, if it's fiction, it's labeled fiction for a reason. It's just that I still see so many people that are, they have vendettas against Hollywood. You know, they're the ones that are saying it's these Hollywood actors that are drinking the blood of children. I think a lot of the people who are saying this are insane. They don't have full mental capacity.